In the intricate landscape of our minds, there lie hidden habits that anchor us to cycles of suffering and unrest. These counterproductive behaviors often go unnoticed, lurking in the shadows and influencing our decisions. They can distort our perceptions, cloud our judgment, and ultimately diminish our potential for growth and happiness. At times, we may feel overwhelmed by the weight of these negative patterns, but recognizing them is the first step toward liberation. As we navigate the complexities of life, we often find ourselves at a crossroads. The choices we make can either lead us further into a state of discontent or propel us toward a more fulfilling existence. This critical juncture calls for introspection and awareness, urging us to confront the habits that ensnare us. By bringing these unconscious behaviors into the light, we can begin to dismantle their grip on our lives. The journey toward inner strength requires courage and commitment. We must delve into the depths of our psyche, unearthing the mindset habits that hinder our progress. These patterns are often deeply ingrained, formed over years of experience and shaped by external influences. Yet understanding their origins and recognizing their effects is vital for our personal evolution. In this exploration, we will identify 9 specific mindset habits that we must actively work to eradicate. Each of these habits represents a barrier to our potential, obscuring our vision and restricting our growth. By shedding light on them, we can not only confront the discomfort they bring, but also empower ourselves to choose a different path, one that fosters resilience, clarity, and purpose. Our first habit to confront is the tendency to dwell on past failures. This fixation can paralyze us, preventing us from moving forward. Instead of learning from our experiences, we often allow regret to consume our thoughts. By reframing our perspective and viewing failures as opportunities for growth, we can free ourselves from this mental prison. Next, we must tackle the habit of overthinking. This incessant mental chatter can cloud our decision-making abilities and drain our energy. When we become trapped in a cycle of analysis, we often miss out on valuable experiences and insights. Cultivating mindfulness and embracing simplicity can help quiet the mind and encourage more decisive action. Finally, we will address the habit of self-doubt, a pervasive force that undermines our confidence and aspirations. When we question our abilities and worth, we become reluctant to pursue our goals. Recognizing our strengths and celebrating our achievements can help combat this debilitating mindset, allowing us to step boldly into our potential. As we embark on this transformative journey, let us commit to shedding these detrimental habits. By illuminating the 9 mindset obstacles that hinder our progress, we not only foster our own resilience, but also create a foundation for a more empowered and fulfilling life. Together, we can move toward a brighter, more purposeful existence, free from the shackles of self-imposed limitations. Number 1, emotional reactivity. In our daily lives, emotional reactivity often takes the driver's seat, steering us toward impulsive actions that can lead to regret. We react instinctively to situations, allowing our feelings to dictate our responses rather than exercising thoughtful consideration. This pattern not only undermines our judgment, but can also lead to a cycle of suffering. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca astutely observed, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality, highlighting how our minds can amplify perceived threats and discomforts, often leading us astray. When emotions run high, our capacity for rational thought diminishes. We find ourselves trapped in a whirlwind of feelings, anger, anxiety, sadness, that clouds our judgment. In these moments, it becomes all too easy to lash out or retreat into ourselves, actions that can have lasting repercussions on our relationships and overall well-being. By recognizing this tendency, we can start to understand the importance of cultivating a more deliberate approach to our emotional responses. To break free from this cycle of emotional enslavement, we must commit to training ourselves in the art of pause. This means consciously taking a moment to step back from the situation at hand, allowing ourselves to breathe and reflect before reacting. By incorporating this practice into our daily lives, we can regain control over our emotional responses, transforming potential conflicts into opportunities for growth and understanding. Reflecting on our emotions requires honesty and a willingness to confront the underlying beliefs that drive our reactions. We must ask ourselves critical questions. Why do I feel this way? What assumptions am I making about the situation? By examining our thoughts, we can often uncover irrational fears or deeply held biases that fuel our emotional responses. This introspection is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, guiding us toward a more reasoned and balanced perspective. Moreover, choosing our reactions wisely involves considering the broader context of our lives. In moments of emotional upheaval, it can be helpful to remind ourselves of our values and long-term goals. How does our immediate reaction align with the person we strive to be? This alignment between our actions and our values fosters a sense of purpose and can diminish the power that fleeting emotions hold over us. As we cultivate this Stoic mindset, we gradually build resilience against emotional turmoil. Instead of being swept away by the tides of our feelings, we learn to navigate them with grace and composure. This resilience not only enhances our personal well-being, but also positively impacts our interactions with others, fostering healthier relationships and more constructive dialogue. Number 2, external validation. In a world increasingly driven by social interactions and public opinions, the desire for approval from others can become an insidious force in our lives. Seeking validation often feels natural. After all, humans are inherently social creatures. However, this quest for external approval can quickly devolve into a perilous trap, leading us to base our self-worth on the shifting opinions of those around us. Marcus Aurelius poignantly reminds us that the opinion of others is not our concern, urging us to cultivate an internal compass rather than relying on external feedback for our self-esteem. When we tie our self-worth to the validation of others, we expose ourselves to a precarious balance. Each compliment can lift us, but each criticism can plunge us into despair. This dependence can create an emotional roller coaster where our mood and self-image fluctuate dramatically based on fleeting interactions or the whims of public perception. Such volatility detracts from our ability to cultivate a stable sense of self and can lead to anxiety and disillusionment as we navigate a world rife with differing opinions. True strength then lies in the recognition of our intrinsic value, an understanding that our worth is not contingent upon the accolades we receive or the criticisms we endure. Developing this inner resilience requires introspection and a commitment to self-acceptance. By learning to appreciate our unique qualities and contributions, we build a solid foundation that remains steadfast, regardless of external validation. This shift in perspective empowers us to make choices aligned with our values rather than the approval of others. Moreover, cultivating a sense of self that isn't dependent on outside validation opens the door to authentic relationships. When we engage with others from a place of self-assuredness, we foster connections based on mutual respect and understanding rather than the transactional nature of seeking approval. Authenticity becomes our guiding principle, allowing us to interact freely and honestly without the fear of judgment or rejection. In challenging moments, it's essential to remind ourselves of our inherent worth. Reflecting on past achievements, personal growth, and the lessons learned from failures can reinforce our sense of self. Keeping a journal or engaging in mindful practices can serve as powerful tools for reflection, helping us internalize our value and recognize that we are enough as we are, regardless of what others may think. As we move through life, it becomes crucial to practice detachment from the opinions of others. This doesn't mean disregarding feedback or constructive criticism. Rather, it means understanding that our identity is not defined by these external inputs. By prioritizing our internal dialogue and fostering a positive self-image, we can navigate life with confidence and grace, impervious to the whims of public opinion. Number 3, attachment to outcomes. In our daily lives, it's easy to become fixated on specific outcomes, allowing our desires to dictate our emotional states. This attachment can lead to frustration and disappointment when things don't go as planned. Philosophers like Epictetus remind us that it's not the events themselves that shape our experiences, but our reactions to those events. This perspective encourages us to examine how our attachment to outcomes influences our mindset and behavior. When we cling to particular results, we often find ourselves at the mercy of external circumstances. This creates a cycle of anxiety and stress as we worry about achieving what we want. The Stoic philosophy teaches that by focusing on our actions and responses instead of the outcomes, we can cultivate resilience. When we shift our attention to our efforts, we become more proactive, channeling our energy into what we can control rather than being paralyzed by the fear of failure. Releasing our attachment to outcomes opens up new possibilities. It allows us to approach situations with a sense of curiosity rather than desperation. When we stop fixating on the end result, we can appreciate the journey itself. Each step we take becomes an opportunity for learning and growth, transforming obstacles into valuable experiences. This shift in perspective helps us remain grounded, regardless of whether we achieve our initial goals. Moreover, this practice fosters a deeper sense of freedom. When we detach from specific outcomes, we free ourselves from the burden of expectation. This liberation enables us to take risks and explore new avenues without the fear of disappointing ourselves or others. Instead of being confined by our desires, we can embrace uncertainty and remain open to whatever unfolds. Such openness not only enhances our creativity, but also strengthens our resilience in the face of adversity. Living with less attachment to outcomes cultivates a greater sense of inner peace. We learn to accept that life is inherently unpredictable. By trusting in our ability to adapt and respond to challenges, we build confidence in ourselves. This self-assurance allows us to navigate life's ups and downs with grace, maintaining our composure even in the face of setbacks. Additionally, when we focus on our efforts rather than results, we can experience a profound sense of fulfillment. Success is not solely defined by achieving specific goals, but also by the dedication and commitment we bring to our pursuits. When we celebrate our efforts and progress, we nurture a positive mindset that fuels our motivation and drives us forward. In conclusion, embracing a mindset free from attachment to outcomes is a powerful practice that can transform our lives. By redirecting our focus from the results to our actions, we unlock the potential for growth, resilience, and peace. Epictetus's wisdom serves as a guiding light, reminding us that our true power lies in how we respond to life's challenges, rather than the outcomes we hope to achieve. Number 4. Perfectionism. In today's hyper-connected society, the pursuit of perfection has become a pervasive ideal that many chase relentlessly. With social media showcasing curated images of success and flawless lifestyles, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that perfection is not only achievable but expected. This fixation can lead to a profound sense of inadequacy, where our self-worth becomes tied to the standards we set for ourselves. Unfortunately, this relentless chase often results in self-sabotage, as we may find ourselves paralyzed by the fear of not measuring up, thereby stifling our potential for growth and fulfillment. The ancient Stoics recognized the pitfalls of an obsessive quest for perfection long before modern society faced similar challenges. They understood that striving for an unattainable ideal often leads to frustration, disappointment, and a profound sense of discontent. Instead of fostering personal development, the pursuit of perfection can create a toxic cycle of self-criticism and inaction. The Stoics encouraged us to focus on what we can control, our actions and responses, rather than fixating on external outcomes that are often beyond our reach. This mindset shift can serve as a powerful antidote to the anxieties associated with perfectionism. At the core of overcoming perfectionism is the idea that imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. This mantra serves as a reminder that every step taken, no matter how flawed, is a victory worth celebrating. When we take action, we create opportunities for learning and growth. Each misstep or error becomes a valuable lesson that propels us forward, building resilience and adaptability. By shifting our focus from the end result to the process of taking action, we allow ourselves to embrace the journey and the inherent uncertainties that come with it. Moreover, embracing our imperfections can lead to a richer, more fulfilling life. Imperfections are not merely obstacles, They are essential aspects of our human experience. They foster creativity, encourage experimentation, and cultivate empathy. When we accept our flaws, we open ourselves up to new possibilities, allowing us to explore paths we may have otherwise avoided due to fear of failure. This openness can lead to unexpected discoveries and innovations, enriching both our personal and professional lives. The recognition that everyone grapples with their own imperfections is crucial in combating the isolating nature of perfectionism. In a world where comparisons are rampant, understanding that struggles and setbacks are universal can foster a sense of community and shared experience. When we share our stories of imperfection and the lessons learned along the way, we not only alleviate our own feelings of isolation, but also inspire others to embrace their journeys. This collective acceptance creates an environment where growth is celebrated and the pursuit of progress is prioritized over an unattainable ideal. Ultimately, it is essential to redefine our understanding of success. Progress should not be measured by the absence of mistakes or flaws, but by our willingness to engage in the process and keep moving forward despite them. Number 5. Victim mentality. Adopting a victim mentality can profoundly impact our lives, often in ways we don't immediately recognize. When we perceive ourselves as victims of our circumstances, we unintentionally surrender our power to shape our own realities. This mindset not only diminishes our sense of agency, but also obscures the possibilities for growth and resilience that lie within us. In essence, we trap ourselves in a narrative where external forces dictate our lives, leaving us feeling powerless and stagnant. The Roman philosopher Seneca once remarked, "A good character is not formed in a week or a month. It is created little by little." This statement highlights the importance of personal development and the gradual process of building a strong character. When we adopt a victim mindset, we forget that character is forged through our responses to challenges and adversity. Instead of using difficult situations as opportunities for growth, we may find ourselves wallowing in self-pity, blaming our circumstances for our lack of progress. It's crucial to recognize that the narrative we tell ourselves profoundly influences our behavior and outlook. By identifying as a victim, we reinforce a belief that we are at the mercy of life's trials, which can lead to a cycle of negativity. This cycle can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, where our belief in our victimhood prevents us from taking proactive steps toward change. Breaking free from this mindset requires a conscious effort to shift our perspective and reclaim our narrative. Awakening to the realization that we are the architects of our destinies is the first step toward empowerment. We have the capacity to transform adversity into strength, using our experiences as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. Each challenge we face can teach us valuable lessons and foster resilience, helping us grow into stronger individuals. Recognizing our role in shaping our lives allows us to take ownership of our decisions and actions, empowering us to create the futures we desire. Moreover, embracing a mindset of personal responsibility encourages us to take constructive action. Rather than waiting for circumstances to change or for others to come to our aid, we begin to see ourselves as proactive participants in our lives. This shift not only boosts our self-esteem, but also enhances our ability to navigate difficulties. We learn to set goals, make plans, and execute them with determination, understanding that our efforts directly influence our outcomes. In contrast to the victim mentality, a growth-oriented mindset fosters resilience and adaptability. When we encounter setbacks, we can choose to view them as opportunities for learning and growth. This perspective encourages us to analyze what went wrong, identify solutions, and develop strategies to overcome similar challenges in the future. By embracing this proactive approach, we cultivate a sense of agency that empowers us to take control of our lives. Ultimately, shedding a victim mentality is a transformative journey. It requires self-reflection, a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths, and the courage to embrace change. Number 6. Fear of change. Change is a constant thread woven through the fabric of our lives. Despite its inevitability, many of us find ourselves resisting it, often driven by fear. This fear stems from a natural instinct to cling to the familiar, to seek comfort in what we know. Yet, as the philosopher Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, we should accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny. This acceptance is not a passive resignation. Rather, it is an active embrace of the unknown that allows us to navigate life's twists and turns with grace. At its core, fear of change can manifest in various ways: anxiety about new beginnings, reluctance to leave a job, or hesitation in ending toxic relationships. These feelings can paralyze us, keeping us tethered to situations that no longer serve our growth. However, by acknowledging this fear, we can begin to dismantle its grip on us. It is essential to recognize that every moment of change holds the potential for renewal and opportunity, urging us to step outside our comfort zones. Embracing change requires a shift in mindset. Instead of viewing change as a threat, we can reframe it as a chance for evolution. Each challenge we encounter can be seen as a stepping stone towards personal growth, pushing us to adapt and learn. This perspective encourages resilience, transforming what initially appears daunting into a pathway for self-discovery. When we accept change, we invite the possibility of becoming more than we were yesterday. The journey of embracing change is often filled with uncertainty, yet it is within this uncertainty that wisdom is cultivated. As we navigate new circumstances, we learn valuable lessons about ourselves and the world around us. This process fosters a deeper understanding of our strengths and weaknesses, enabling us to respond to future challenges with greater confidence. The chaos of life can be harnessed, not merely endured, as we cultivate a resilient spirit. Courage is the antidote to the fear of change. It is the willingness to confront the unknown, to take risks, and to trust in our ability to adapt. When we muster the courage to face change head-on, we unlock our potential to thrive. It is in these moments of bravery that we often discover our true selves, unearthing passions and strengths we may have never recognized. The journey becomes less about what we are leaving behind and more about the exciting possibilities that lie ahead. Moreover, embracing change can lead to enriching connections with others. As we navigate transformations in our lives, we often find ourselves in the company of those experiencing similar journeys. This shared experience fosters empathy and understanding, creating a supportive community that encourages growth. Together, we can inspire one another to break free from the confines of fear and step boldly into the future. In conclusion, while fear of change is a common human experience, it does not have to define us. By accepting change as an integral part of life and approaching it with courage, we can transform our fears into opportunities for growth. The path of embracing change is not always easy, but it is a journey worth taking, one that can lead us to a richer, more fulfilling existence. Through resilience and wisdom, we learn to thrive, crafting our destinies with intention and purpose. Number 7, neglecting the present moment. In our fast-paced world, the tendency to neglect the present moment has become almost second nature. With our minds racing between the past and the future, we often miss the beauty and significance of the here and now. This constant mental drift can lead to a profound sense of disconnection, leaving us feeling unsatisfied and unfulfilled. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely noted, "Don't let your reflections on the past or expectations for the future rob you of your present." This statement encapsulates a crucial truth. The present moment is where life is truly experienced, and learning to anchor ourselves within it can transform our perspective. The mind's tendency to wander is a reflection of our natural inclination toward reflection and anticipation. We replay past conversations, fixate on mistakes, or ruminate over what could have been, which can foster feelings of regret or sadness. Alternatively, we may project ourselves into the future, worrying about uncertainties or crafting elaborate scenarios that may never unfold. This relentless oscillation between past and future often strips us of our ability to fully engage with our current circumstances. When we become absorbed in what has happened or what might happen, we inadvertently miss out on the richness of our daily experiences. By consciously choosing to anchor ourselves in the present, we reclaim a sense of agency and empowerment over our lives. The present moment is where our decisions are made and actions are taken. By focusing on what is happening now, we cultivate a deeper awareness of our surroundings, emotions, and thoughts. This heightened sense of presence allows us to appreciate the small joys that often go unnoticed, the warmth of the sun on our skin, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee, or the laughter of a loved one. These moments, though seemingly mundane, are the threads that weave the fabric of our lives. Incorporating mindfulness practices into our daily routines can significantly enhance our ability to stay present. Mindfulness encourages us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, allowing us to acknowledge them without becoming overwhelmed. Techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, or simply pausing to observe our surroundings can ground us in the now. Research has shown that such practices can reduce stress, increase emotional resilience, and improve overall well-being. By making mindfulness a priority, we can create a buffer against the distractions of past regrets and future anxieties. Moreover, being present is essential for nurturing our relationships. When we engage fully with those around us, we show that we value and respect them. Active listening, for instance, requires us to be fully attentive, allowing us to respond thoughtfully and authentically. This level of engagement fosters trust and intimacy, deepening our connections with others. In contrast, when our minds are elsewhere, we may miss important cues or fail to provide the support our loved ones need, leading to feelings of isolation or misunderstanding. Number 8. Indulgence in destructive thoughts. In our daily lives, it's all too easy to fall prey to negative thinking. These destructive thoughts can seep into our minds like a poison, clouding our judgment and skewing our perception of reality. Renowned philosopher Seneca reminds us of this peril. You will find the world is full of surprises. Do not be surprised by your own thoughts. His words serve as a poignant reminder that our inner dialogue can be just as unpredictable and tumultuous as the external world. To foster a healthier mindset, we must confront these negative patterns head-on. The first step in overcoming destructive thoughts is to recognize when they occur. Often, we may not even be aware of the relentless stream of negativity that courses through our minds. Whether it's a critical inner voice that questions our abilities or anxious thoughts about the future, acknowledging these feelings is crucial. This self-awareness allows us to take a step back, creating space for reflection rather than reaction. Once we identify these thoughts, the challenge becomes one of engagement. Instead of passively accepting negativity, we must actively question its validity. Are these thoughts based on fact, or are they exaggerated perceptions driven by fear? By scrutinizing the origin of our negativity, we can dismantle the unfounded beliefs that hold us back. This process not only empowers us, but also reinforces our capacity to think critically. Replacing negative thoughts with rational, empowering beliefs is an essential component of cultivating a stoic mindset. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or hardships. Rather, it involves framing them in a way that fosters resilience and growth. For example, instead of thinking, "I will never succeed," we can reframe it to, "I have the ability to learn from my failures." This shift in perspective can transform obstacles into opportunities for development. Moreover, the practice of gratitude can be an effective antidote to destructive thinking. By focusing on what we appreciate in our lives, we shift our attention away from negativity. Daily reflection on positive experiences or the strengths we possess can gradually alter our mental landscape. Over time, this practice builds a foundation of optimism that counteracts the tendency to indulge in despair. It's also essential to surround ourselves with supportive influences. Engaging with individuals who promote positive thinking can inspire us to challenge our own negative beliefs. Whether through conversations, reading, or community involvement, these interactions can serve as powerful reminders of our potential and the beauty of human connection. Ultimately, cultivating a mindset that actively challenges and eliminates destructive thoughts is a lifelong journey. By adopting strategies that promote rational thinking and positive reframing, we can steer our minds toward a healthier, more empowered state. Embracing this process allows us to navigate the complexities of life with greater resilience, fostering a sense of well-being that enriches both our inner world and our interactions with others. Number 9. Avoiding responsibility. In today's fast-paced world, the tendency to avoid responsibility for our choices and actions is all too common. We often find ourselves shifting blame, deflecting criticism, or making excuses. This habit not only undermines our integrity but also stunts our personal growth. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This profound insight reminds us that true empowerment comes from taking ownership of our decisions and their consequences. When we refuse to accept responsibility, we create a cycle of helplessness. Instead of viewing challenges as opportunities for learning, we perceive them as burdens. This mindset leads us to feel victimized by circumstances rather than recognizing that we have the agency to influence our outcomes. By reframing our perspective, we can see that accountability is not a burden, but rather a powerful tool for personal development. Embracing accountability allows us to reflect critically on our choices. It encourages us to ask essential questions. What led to this outcome? How could I have approached the situation differently? These reflections help us understand our motivations and behaviors, fostering a deeper awareness of ourselves. Such introspection is vital for growth, as it empowers us to identify patterns that may hinder our progress and make more informed decisions in the future. Moreover, taking responsibility can enhance our relationships. When we acknowledge our role in conflicts or misunderstandings, we open the door to genuine dialogue and resolution. This willingness to engage honestly not only strengthens our connections with others, but also cultivates an environment of trust and respect. People are more likely to respond positively when they see that we are committed to owning our actions, which ultimately contributes to healthier and more fulfilling relationships. In the workplace, accountability plays a crucial role in fostering a culture of innovation and collaboration. Teams that embrace responsibility for their collective outcomes are more likely to thrive. When individuals take ownership of their roles, they are more motivated to contribute positively and support one another. This collaborative spirit not only drives success, but also creates a sense of shared purpose, where everyone feels valued and empowered. Additionally, the act of accepting responsibility can lead to increased resilience. Life will invariably present obstacles and setbacks, but how we respond defines our character. By viewing challenges as opportunities for growth, we build mental strength and adaptability. Each time we confront difficulties head-on and take ownership of our reactions, we reinforce our ability to navigate future challenges with confidence. In conclusion, avoiding responsibility may seem easier in the moment, but it ultimately hinders our personal and interpersonal growth. By embracing accountability, we unlock the potential for profound transformation in our lives. As we take charge of our choices and their outcomes, we cultivate strength, resilience, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationships with others. The journey towards personal empowerment begins with a simple yet powerful commitment: to own our actions and learn from every experience. Confronting anti-stoic behaviors marks the beginning of a profound journey towards self-discovery and transformation. This journey is not simply a series of steps, it's an exploration of our innermost selves, revealing the patterns and habits that often hold us back. As we navigate this path, we encounter challenges that test our resolve and commitment, yet these trials are interspersed with moments of deep insight and growth. Each obstacle we face serves as a catalyst for change, pushing us to redefine who we are and who we aspire to be. Self-control and fortitude are essential virtues in this endeavor. They require us to actively engage with our lives rather than remain passive observers. We become the authors of our own narratives, crafting stories filled with intention and purpose. By recognizing the destructive habits that bind us, such as fear, anger, or despair, we begin to dismantle the chains that restrict our potential. This process is not just about eliminating negative behaviors, it's about replacing them with a resilient spirit that thrives amidst adversity. The path we tread is often fraught with difficulties, yet it is within these struggles that we discover our true strength. Embracing Stoicism invites us to confront our inner turmoil head-on, aligning our thoughts with its timeless principles. This alignment awakens a dormant power within us, empowering us to face life's challenges with clarity and poise. It's a call to dig deep, to confront the shadows of our psyche, and to emerge transformed, ready to embrace whatever life throws our way. However, this journey is not for the faint of heart. It demands courage to confront our fears and vulnerabilities. The darkness we encounter can be overwhelming, but it is precisely through this darkness that we seek the light of understanding and wisdom. By enduring these moments of discomfort, we foster resilience, learning to navigate life's uncertainties with grace and determination. The journey requires perseverance, but the rewards of clarity and purpose are well worth the effort. As we strive together toward this ideal, we cultivate a community bound by shared aspirations and values. We become allies in each other's quests for self-improvement, supporting one another through the highs and lows. This collective effort amplifies our resolve, reminding us that we are not alone in our struggles. Through open dialogue and mutual encouragement, we reinforce our commitment to transcendence, celebrating each small victory along the way. Ultimately, the journey toward a Stoic life is about more than just individual growth. It's about fostering a resilient spirit that embraces the trials of existence. As we hone our abilities to manage our thoughts and reactions, we cultivate an inner peace that radiates outward. This peace becomes a foundation upon which we can build meaningful lives, marked by authenticity and purpose. In conclusion, let us embark on this journey with determination and hope. Together, we can face the challenges ahead, nurturing a steadfast resolve that empowers us to transform our lives. As we align ourselves with the principles of Stoicism, we unlock the potential for a richer, more fulfilling existence, one where clarity and resilience guide our way.